Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our C6 Steminar, our first Steminar for the Fall 24 semester. I'm Christine Reed, and I'm coming to you from Allen Hancock College. If any of you are not aware of what C6 is, it stands for the California California Central Coast Community College Collaborative. And we are a group of 8 California community colleges, ranging from Cabrillo College up north in Santa Cruz, all the way down to Moore Park in Simi Valley, and the 8 community colleges that exist in there. And we are a STEM resource that we work together to bring STEM resources to our students at each of our colleges. I am the project director. I'm super excited about this Steminar today. We put on a variety of Steminars each semester. And like I said, this is our first one. I'm just going to admit everybody here to the room. Hang tight. We've got a few people coming on in. There you are, Jaden. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our internship presentation today. We are so lucky to have Kevin and Jaden and Maria joining us. Kevin is coming to us from Oxnard College. Jaden's coming to us from Allen Hancock College, and Maria's coming to us from Santa Barbara City College. And they're going to be talking about their internships that they participated in this last summer. And I'm super excited to get started. So Kevin, do you want to start us off?
Yes, of course. Let me just share my screen. All right. All right, so welcome everyone. My name is Kevin Bautista, and I'll be talking about the UCSB Smithsonian Scholars Program. So my background. So like mentioned, I'm a student at Oxnard College that's majoring in mechanical engineering. Let's see. We also at Oxnard College, I am known as a student worker, which called the Illumineers, which are basically mentors slash tutors, where we basically mentor other students and help them find opportunities such as the UCSB Smithsonian Scholars Program. I'm also part of clubs. For example, I'm the president of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineering Club at Oxnard College, and I've also participated in another program. It's not an internship, but it's something that's really interesting and something that I would also recommend, which is the NASA Community College Aerospace Scholars Program. And yeah, so the reason I got involved in internships is for the networking to develop skills. And it's something that's also really great to add to your resume and to become a stronger applicant in school applications or in other internships that you want to apply to. I also I got involved in this internship is because I wanted to gain research experience as well. So what is this internship about? So this internship offers a lot of research experiences for students that are pursuing STEM degrees. These students that are able to apply are from Allen Hancock College, Oxnard College, Santa Barbara City College, Ventura College, and UCSB. Last summer, we also had students from UC Merced also apply to this program, which was very interesting. And I know that they're also trying to expand this to Moore Park College as well. So this program also offers you're also able to be a part of the Early Research Experience Summer, which is called ERES, which basically introduces you to a lot of rigorous STEM content and network with researchers, instructors, and peer mentors as well. We also have a lot of seminars and multi-day workshops that focus on professional development and academic opportunities, such as other internships and fellowships as well. And also, even after you're done during the summer, we have a lot of resources that are beyond the initial program year and that even apply after graduation. And then we also have a lot of programs that offer a lot of like support for participants in preparation for postgraduate professionals and academic opportunities. So let's say that you are interested in applying to the UCSB Smithsonian Scholarship Program and you get accepted. So what should you expect? This program offers a 6-week online coding classes. And in between like the first or second week, we also have a 4-day trip to the Santa Cruz Islands, which was very interesting. And I'll talk more about that in detail later. We also have access to a lot of professional development workshops that are hosted at UCSB once a week, which are in person as well. And also, if selected, you're able to go to a 10-day trip to Panama, which is also where you get to do a lot of like research and get to know a lot of the how it is over there in Panama. And you're able to make a research presentation based on a research question of your choice. So even if you do get accepted into the Panama trip or you don't, we still have a research presentation final project at the end where we go more into detail about either information about the Himalayas or about Panama as well. Oh, and also before I forget, the online coding classes, we're going to be using a coding language called R or R Studios. And this is where we basically get to do a lot of like managing and organizing or manipulating data that we are able to find. And so my experience here. So one of my favorite experiences throughout this whole internship was going to the Santa Cruz Island. During the Santa Cruz Islands, we were able to do some research on the area around there, or specifically on the animals. So for example, we set up cameras and audio mods to capture data on the surrounding environment. And then in the end, we're able to deploy these around the island and gather the data and make a whole presentation on it, all in the 4 days that we're in the island. We also do some birding. So for example, in this picture over here, we have 3 students and one of the mentors looking at birds around the area because the Santa Cruz Island has a wide population of birds there. And for example, I'm actually right here in the picture, which is really interesting. And this part right here in the bottom is just a little bit of the coding that you get to learn. You get to learn about. In this specific chunk of coding, I was able to manipulate and have like a whole data set of like different different number of birds as well as the precipitation around the area. Because for our final research project, our research question was like, how does the climate impact bird species presence in the Himalayas? And so this was just a little bit of the data or a little bit of the code that I was able to use to manipulate the data and make a whole presentation on it. And yeah, these are some of the other things that I was able to do throughout the island. So for example, we were able to observe little animals right here. We were able to look at the islands and explore different types of things. We were able to go to the Prisoner Harbor, which is like a little beach off of the side of the island. We were also able to go hiking on a Pelican Trail. We had a lot of data science presentations as well as presentations on how to use Raspberry Pis. And in the end, we were able to do a little small all the data gathered with the audio moths and cameras. For the final research project, we had a whole set of data where we had to come up with our own research question and then using R Studios to manipulate the data and represent our research question with the coding language R. And then before I forget, the professional development workshops are workshops that are about personal statements, elevator pitches, communication/presentations, skills, posters, and resumes building, and as well as a lot of other presentations on graduate school. And before I finish this off, I wanted to give a little bit of advice to people that are like not sure about whether or not to pursue internships. Maybe they're scared or how do you say this, of mentoring. So basically, the reason why I chose the UCSB Smithsonian Scholars Program is because I initially didn't have a lot of experience in a lot of areas such as research. And I know that this area right here, or this internship in specifically, is a good experience to get research done, to get to get to be able to conduct a research question and then further answer it using different types of skills. Aside from that, you get to do a lot of professional development. You get to network with a lot of people, a lot of like peer mentors, a lot of professionals in the STEM areas. And this is also a very good place to start before applying to like really, really big internships for like really big companies, depending on the major that you're in. This is something that you can get hands-on experience with. You can get a little dirty and then just have fun throughout the way, make new friends, and just mm, learn a lot of things, learn a lot of new things along the way. And yeah, that's it for me. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Kevin. Does anybody have questions for Kevin?
How long is the program?
The program is about, I think, 9 weeks long in total.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey Kevin, what was it like being exposed to like some of the industry professionals during the program?
Getting exposed to a lot of the industry professionals is a good way to learn a lot of like different career options out there. Because I know, for example, some people may not know exactly what they want to major in, or they just need a little more tips, or they just want feedback, or just anything that can help them get closer to achieving their career goals, which is very interesting because not everyone has the like everyone right now is like has their or major, they're studying, they're going to school. But with industry professionals, you get to ask a lot of questions about the transition to career and a lot of things like that. So they're there to help us out, and they just want to help us grow and get closer to our career goals.
Good questions. Any other questions for Kevin? Kevin, I see in your photo some of Allen Hancock College students in there too. So did you have a big mix of peers that you were working with from other community colleges?
Yes, for example, like you mentioned, there's some like these two I think are from Allen Hancock. I think he is too. We have some UC Merced students. We have some UCSB students, Oxnard College, and as well as Ventura College students. So it's like a variety of different people from different places with like different experiences that are like-minded. And you get to do a lot of networking and see how their experiences are in their colleges and just have a good time all around. Because I know for a fact that I've seen some of these people around like in Ventura College or in other schools, and it's just really cool to see them and just interact with them and just yeah, just get to learn a lot from them as well.
And were they also a variety of different majors?
Yes, we have some like bio majors, computer science majors, some data science majors, electrical engineering as well. And yeah, there was a variety of different majors as well.
That's awesome. Anybody else have a question for Kevin before we move on? Thank you, Kevin. That was awesome.
Thank you guys.
And if you could stop screen sharing, great, awesome. Then we can, Jaden, you want to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Let me know if it's coming through.
Um, you're There you go. Yep, you're good.
Perfect. Hi, how's it going, guys? My name's Jaden Squibb. I'm a student here at Allen Hancock College. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience with my internship that I had with Streamline Aerospace. So a little bit about me first. Again, I'm going to Allen Hancock College. This will be my third year attending Hancock. I'm a mechanical engineering student. I also work at the math department. I'm a math tutor. I tutor anything from algebra to differential calculus, which is essentially Calc 4. I also have a lot of club involvement. I'm the vice president of the Science and Engineering Club. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay as active as I can throughout my experience with community college. And a little bit about the company I interned with this a summer and a half ago. It's called Streamline Aerospace. They were a startup R&D engineering consultant firm. They dealt with a lot of like robotic and argon chambered hub welding assignments when I was there. They specialize in design, testing, developing milestone aerospace vehicles, as well as advanced manufacturing technologies. They have a lot of access to multiple hangars on the airport that they're located at. They're located currently in San Luis Obispo, so they had two different hangars on that airport, which was really sweet. They had a lot of access to their aircrafts. I think they had two airplanes, some forklifts, and a lot of cool machinery. They're also a very small group, not too many of them. There's about 8 to 10 of them. They all have a wide different knowledge of majors, what they did, what they went to school for. So it's a really cool group of people. Now, why I would suggest an internship to you guys, obviously for the industry preparation, I think there's no better way than figuring out if you really enjoy something, if you really enjoy what you're going to be possibly doing in the future, if you get to see it for yourself. So being able to go to an industry that works with aerospace and works in the aerospace industry, being able to see what they do, what it entails, especially on the smaller side of the company, it was great to experience that. It also gives you a lot of hands-on experience. For me, my internship experience was more physical. We were working with actual like projects and putting like I was doing a lot of handiwork. I was building stuff for them, so doing a lot more hands-on research rather than like research itself. It also helps with networking. I've so far met a lot of great engineers, a lot of great people through that company. It allowed me to as well stay connected with those at the company. I just got offered another opportunity to go be an intern for them this upcoming summer. So stuff like that is really exciting. It really helps you kind of stay in the game, kind of keep you going through your school, going through everything, working towards some kind of achievement where you can get to that place as an internship and possibly into your career following college and following schooling. It also just gives you fuel to the fire. Like once I saw what they were doing, once I saw what they were working on, it really just inspired me and wanted me to actually keep trying to achieve and get to this level that they were currently at. So that was a huge thing for me, just seeing what I could be doing in the future and what I could be building and working on. That was a huge thing for me. How I got it, I know some people get a little bit different ways through like schools or like applying on applications. I was honestly just reaching out through email and cold calling. Like this was one of the companies that I knew a little bit about because of the boss being an old, not a relative, but a family friend of somebody I went to church with. So I knew that he had a company, and I decided I'd email him out, I'd give him a call, and just see what was going on, see if they needed any assistance. It luckily worked out. He liked what I had to say. He gave me an interview. We got to talking, and it was just a great experience and led to my first internship. I would also say that in order to get an internship, your first impression is everything. Like if you are meeting somebody or getting interviewed in person, giving a confident, showing confidence is very important. I found that I went into this interview with them not knowing if I would feel prepared or feeling qualified in the slightest for this kind of job or position. So I was really nervous at first, but I went into it just trying to be myself, be confident. I was asked a few questions during the interview process to like do some things on MATLAB, do some mechanical work with some machinery that they gave me. I wasn't really familiar with MATLAB or the devices that they gave me, but I didn't really stop me. I told them that I'm not sure what's really how to do this. I haven't worked much with it, but I'm going to give it a shot. They really liked that. So I'd say confidence in general. If you feel like oh, maybe I shouldn't apply for this internship because it seems too hard for me, or maybe I'm not qualified enough. I'd say still go for it. You never know. It's always that confidence that individuals like I found. I would also say, in order to get an internship, you want to follow up constantly. I showed a lot of interest by following up. I would email this guy David every other week just to see how things were going, if there's anything he needed from me, if I can do anything. And they really seem to like that. So I would say being able to follow up and show that whoever you're trying to get internship with, that you really are interested, really are invested, that will go a long way. And I want to talk a little bit about my experience as well. So I was exposed to a lot of industry machinery and equipment, such as advanced robotics. They used that for welding. They used fiber optic lasers for the welding source as well. They had a lot of tensile testing machines, and I'm going to show you some photos in a sec. They used those tensile testing machines for material analysis because they were working with different metals of aluminum, steel, stuff like that. They wanted to see which metals were best suited for their specific project at the time. They also had a lot of machining tools, which was amazing to work with. They had laser cutters, CNCs, lathes, and 3D printers. It was a really fun experience being able to work with that and just kind of see what the industry side of machining tools looks like. Now, these are some of the photos of what they had in the shop. That top left photo is a huge CNC machine. They took huge half-inch thick pieces of aluminum, of steel, and they would actually be able to cut out whatever design they had intended for a specific project using that machine right there. So that was really incredible. That bottom left, those are tensile testing machines. Those are used by stretching certain samples of metals over a long period of time to see how much stress, how much strain those metals could retain before snapping or failing. And that's very important, especially in the aerospace industry, as you want to make sure that your planes are going to withstand a lot of stress and strain from flying around, harsh winds, stuff like that. That middle photo is one of the 3D printers. They had a 4 by 8 foot 3D printer, which was the largest 3D printer I've ever seen. So it was really incredible just to see the technology that existed within the industry. On the right side, that's a robotic welding hub and arm. That's one of the projects I was working on mainly. We were working with a company at the time, LTA, and they're working on creating hubs for their revolutionary blimp. And we were tasked with kind of designing a welding containment for them in order to manufacture these welds and hubs. So that's what that is on the right. Now, my experience was really fun. I got an opportunity to also learn critical thinking and problem solving. They gave me some projects such as argon welding tube fabrication. I was able to fabricate a 7 by 4 4 foot 80-20 sealed tube for argon containment. 80-20 is extruded aluminum, so we took large aluminum extrusions. They wanted me to follow like the directions that were already mapped out, but they had me pretty much run solo on that and manufacture a tub for them that would then seal in the welding containment. That way, any argon gas that they would then pump in to make the welds a lot cleaner, not escape, and that way it would make for a cleaner weld. So that was really such a fun experience there. I also primarily worked with shadow boxing, not like the one you're probably thinking of, but for this shadow boxing, it was essentially baseboards of tool cutouts using 3D imaging and laser cutting. That bottom photo right there is with the tools all there. That was the shadow boxing experiment. They had me kind of visually take photos of all the tools in their hangers. So there's tons of tools that we looked at. I had to take 3D imagery of those individual tools, try to create individual cutouts or PDF versions of those cutouts that I would then be able to put into a file that we would have a laser cutter then cut out the shape of in order for it to fit perfectly and have all the organized tools laid out, just as you see there. That was a really fun, challenging experience. That was really nice. I also got to design a monitor station. I used a lot of AutoCAD and 80-20 extrusions for this as well. They needed a monitor station for their welding hub, which the welding hub again is in the bottom left. But that monitor station, they asked me to just kind of go crazy with it, come up with the design using AutoCAD and Fusion, and then prioritize or confirm it with them before going on and making the actual cuts of the aluminum and building it. So overall, that was really fun to be a part of. I also got to build some laser vision shields during the process of an argon weld. A lot of, especially using the fiber optic lasers we were using, it could omit a lot of damaging lasers if made contact with the human eye. So we had to create some shields that would avoid that as best as possible. So they tasked me with creating those shields that would then surround our argon tub and frame. A little bit more about the argon welding tube fabrication. These are some more photos that I got to take as working on it. Again, the left sides of the tub separated. It was a two-part tub. I got to create both halves, had to seal it with that tubing on the inside, and then we then combined the two tubs to be centered around that hub in the right photo, that yellow hub between the two arms. That's called a positioner. That's what we positioned our different hub joints with, different metals that we were welding at the time with, and the tub will then go around it. And inside of that tub is filled with an argon gas that was used to help create smoother welds. So yeah, that was a really fun project overall. This took up a lot of the time mainly, and it was great just being able to see the different aspects that went into this project overall, with like the robotics side of it, the electrical side of it, the machining side of it. So that was a really great experience. For shadow boxing, this is some more photos of what I did for the shadow boxing. I would, like I said, place some tools on like a green screen, take a photo, and then try to get those images isolated as much as possible so that I could then put them through on my computer for the imagery aspect of it, which it would then go through a laser cutter, cutting out pieces of those shapes in cardboard so that it can then go into the toolbox as you see in that bottom left. So that was a really challenging but fun experience for sure. Then this is again the monitor station setup. They really just gave me free reins on that, so it was gave me a fun option to kind of design and experiment with what I thought the best monitor station would be, especially having to account for different, like what the future might be with adding monitors and making sure that it suited what they needed at the time. And these are the laser vision shields. The bottom right shows the completed one. That bottom left photo is the actual cutting of it. I got to do all the measurements, make sure that it was all sound, and then do the cuts. And a lot of these cuts to make them fit correctly, I had to do like 45, 60-degree cuts. So it was fun just being able to kind of experiment that and test myself there, as well as work with the machinery itself. In my experience as a whole, some additional opportunities that I got to do was experience electrical practices. I got to pull and install wire for the control manifolds, which you see in the bottom right photos. I also got the opportunity to fly one of their airplanes on base, as well as operate some of their forklifts. So that was such a great opportunity. I don't think I've ever been able to fly an airplane before, so that was really, really great to be able to do. And just these internships, they give you a different or a new way to be able to try stuff that you maybe not have thought of trying before, especially given what this company has to offer. They had a lot of opportunities for me to go out and kind of take advantage of, which was great. And this was the electrical that I worked with. All that wiring on the top left that's holding it up, I was able to install all that, pull all the wire through that would then eventually be connected to this circuit board. To your right are the control manifolds, and all those controlled the robotic arms entirely and for the weld. So that's all the electrical that went into the welding itself. So that was really fun to kind of learn about the electrical side of it, what goes on there and how that looks. Again, this is the airplane I got to fly, and this is one of my boss's father that I got to fly with, and great guy, great people. I would say working with small industries, they're always seem so connected and so family oriented, which is really awesome to see. And then some closing thoughts. I just want to let you guys know that internships, I think, are for everyone. I find that, especially myself, going into internships or thinking about internships, it can be very intimidating, especially for myself thinking, man, I'm only like a first year college, third year in college. I still haven't really learned anything. This is going to be very intimidating. I don't think I should apply because I might not do good enough. I'm not qualified. Those are some easy thoughts that a lot of students, especially myself, go through. And really, I just want to let you know that if you have all the confidence in the world and just trust yourself and give it a shot, you're going to be really surprised. Like I had no means of working with them and working for them, but they gave me a chance and I learned a lot. And that's really what internships are all about, just learning as much as you can and taking away as much as you can from those you work with and the experiences you get out of the internship. So yeah, it was a great opportunity. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it again. Yeah, I'm gonna open it up to any questions that you guys may have.
Thank you, Jaden. I do have a question. Do you know what type of majors can apply for that specific internship, and how do you apply?
Yeah, so that internship, it's a lot of different majors. We saw my boss was an aerospace major. We had mechanical engineering majors, electrical engineering majors, as well as some robotics majors. So yeah, it can be like really any major that works within like the STEM engineering realm in that department because it's more of a specialized internship being an aerospace company. As far as applying, that one was, I don't think they have a specific site where they say we need internships now, like how colleges sometimes have. But for that one, I just cold called them and shot them an email and kind of talked to them through there and got my name out there in that sense. So internships like on the smaller side with maybe not so known companies, it's usually going to be shoot an email out to the those involved and see if there's any openings. And then if there are, great, go from there. That's kind of how I got this one.
Thank
Yeah, of course.
Any other questions for Jaden? That was great. Thanks, Jaden. Yeah,
Absolutely. You're
it's
safe.
great. You can kind of see the differences between what Kevin presented, which is organized by a university, which is UCSB, and you go through the university to access that. But then Jaden specifically reached out to his network to try and land and got in actual industry. So two types of different internships there. One, going through an actual university, and then one going through straight to industry. So awesome. Thanks, Jaden. Any other questions for Jaden? Thank you.
All
Jaden,
right.
if you
Thank
want
you
to
guys.
stop screen sharing, and then Maria
Absolutely. Yeah.
can take over. All right, Maria, you want to load yours up?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
We can. That's great. I will turn the floor over to you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Maria Daniela. I usually go by Daniela. And last summer, I did the UCSB Quantum Foundry internship. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience. How did I apply? Why did I apply? So a little bit about me is that I'm a third-year student at SBCC. I'm from Venezuela, and I came here 5 years ago. My major currently is electrical engineering, but I started as a computer science major. So most of my classes by the time that I applied for this specific internship were a lot of CS classes. Especially I took Python and Java, and I'm just saying that because one of the things that I did during this internship was coding with a program that was really similar to Python. So I think that's a good skill to have. Why did I apply? So I was confused if I wanted to do CS or an electrical engineering, and I thought that having an internship where I actually will be like working will give me more clarity in which route I wanted to be in. So I wanted to basically explore more different areas of engineering. And I also did it to gain more experience, to add stuff to my resume, networking, because I feel like that would be really useful to apply to schools, to apply to jobs, or even internships. And also because this was a research internship, it would also help me answer the question if I wanted to go to grad school. Because I heard about a lot about grad school and research, but I actually didn't know what it was until I started this internship. So that helped me a lot. So how did I apply? I applied thanks to my friends. They did this internship the year prior to me. So they told me a lot about what they did, how did they like it, and basically I had like a good idea of the internship, and I thought it was gonna be fun. So they do have a website. I put the QR code there if you guys want to scan it. I can also show you the website after the presentation if you like. But this is basically a screenshot of how the website looks like. So here you can see basically what the internship is, the criteria, the contact, like the person that you want to email to. The program dates is not updated yet, but it's coming soon. And the application is going to be online. And you do have to answer like 2 or 3 questions just so they can get to know you, not only your grades, because you do have to upload your transcripts and stuff like that, but they also want to know who are you as a person, not only a student, right? So what did I do on that internship? One thing that I like is that they pair you with a mentor. So in my case, I work on a facet reflector study on pocket quantum dot lasers, Professor Bauer's optoelectronic group. So my mentor was a PhD student of that optoelectronics group. And every week we have a meeting where you have to like explain and basically just present to the people in that group what you've done. And those meetings at the beginning was like intimidating because you're explaining stuff that you're barely getting to know to the people that have been working there for years, right? But it was good at the end because like I feel more confident on my presentation skills now, and it's not that scary. So I would say that that helped me a lot, like improving on how to present, how to make slides and stuff like that. Also, another thing that I like about this internship is that I will have presentations with that group once a week, but I will also have presentations with the interns once a week as well. So it was a good balance to know, or like to present a good amount of science, but also in the optoelectronics group, but also in a way that other people that I'm not working in my same field can understand. So like science without the jargon. So I like that. What I did basically was to create a laser mask. You can think about the laser mask as a blueprint, which is the picture that I'm showing here. Each of these devices will be a laser. This was for photolithography, and I'd use Nazca Design to create this. This is like a closer view of it. And I also, once that was done, I went to do simulations. So I used a program called Lumerical. And basically, I was just creating like the little tip of the laser because the project that I was doing was to work on the reflector angles to basically just improve the efficiency of the laser so that the light bounced back in a better way. Besides the lab and code, this internship also offers you more like personal development workshops every week. They also have free food, they have special speakers. It was really, really nice. Like every Friday they had that. They had even like a resume workshop, how to apply to grad school, how to become a better scientist communicator. It was really fun, and I think I got to learn a lot from those persons. So yeah. Oh, they also had a elevator pitch contest. I was one of the winners, so that was really fun to do. You had like 1 minute to explain the project that you're doing in a way that everyone can understand. So I enjoyed doing that. I also got to do a poster and a presentation. So that's a picture of me on the poster because I don't know, I was really happy that I got to make a poster. And basically that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer those.
Any questions for Maria or Daniela?
Yeah, Daniela, how was it being able to work with an actual I believe you said mentor, like having somebody right there you would be able to like bounce questions off whenever you needed it? What was that like experience like?
It was really fun. I at the beginning was intimidating too because I didn't know her. And as you mentioned, I think it was you that you mentioned that sometimes we get scared of like, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. So sometimes I was like, I don't know if this is a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. She always made me feel comfortable. One of the things that I learned from her is that I was so scared of making mistakes or getting stuff wrong. And every time I told her that, she was like, that's the point of research. Like, you may think that this number might work, but maybe it doesn't. So you have to go back and fix the code, try this shape, like different stuff. And that make me feel better, because that's what actually research is. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes or if you don't get the result that you want. They were also like, she also taught me that it can be frustrating at times if you don't get the results that you're expecting, especially during labs. But that's the point of research, right? You're discovering something new, something that hasn't been done. So there's not like a specific formula to follow. So working with her taught me that. And she was also really helpful, like if I have questions about the programming language, because I honestly I wasn't familiar with that one. But yeah, it was really fun, and it was really helpful.
Very cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions for Daniela?
Yeah, Danielle, actually, one more question. If you had the chance to do another research type internship over an industry internship, would you choose to do another research one, or would you prefer to go in industry?
That's a good question. Actually, after your presentation, I think I want to try industry. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you, what was the name of the company?
Yeah. The company is Streamline Aerospace in San Luis Obispo.
Thank you so much. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think I would
absolutely.
like to, I think I would like to explore more like a different area. What about you?
Yeah, I'm wanting to try research. My whole idea going into college and was to try to get as many internships as I could. And a part of that was wanting to be diverse in the internships. So I've already done an industry one. I would love to try to do a research. So yeah, that's definitely a goal, to try to get a research internship in there.
You should. And so that you guys know, Wendy, which was the person that I contact for that internship, she said that they're opening the internships application soon, and she will send me a flyer so I can send that to Christine, and then maybe she can distribute that to you guys.
That would be great. I also wanted to just take a minute to share with everybody. Let me show you this. And this is open to the public. Can everybody see that internship toolkit that's on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. So this comes off of the Allen Hancock College website. So if you go to hancockcollege.edu, and I did put the link in the chat, and you go to the quick links here and you scroll down to Mesa STEM, Academic Success Center at Allen Hancock College, you'll come to our website. And on our website, there are two things I want to point out, but one of them specifically, and this is open to all students, not just Hancock students, is we do have an internship toolkit, and all students can access this. There's, questions like an FAQs, there's some application tips, resume tips, cover letter tips, but the thing that our students use the most is our internship list. And so I've been doing this specific STEM work for almost 15 years, and I constantly get emails with internship opportunities for STEM students. And so the team here at Allen Hancock College has created kind of this database of a variety of internships, and it's made up of not only university research internship opportunities, but also companies who we know have employed or offered internships in the future, or from industry. So students can always access this from other colleges and look through the variety of internships. Additionally, I know we're not on the topic of scholarships, but I'll just point this out briefly. If you're at our website, we have the same thing for STEM scholarships. So a variety of information about scholarships. But again, 20 years of accumulation of STEM internships for which come directly to us that we've accumulated into one spot. So students can access those things as well. Okay. All right. So our panelists, I do have a question for each of you. What was one inspiration? I know that it's scary kind of putting yourself out there and thinking about doing an internship. We get out of our comfort zone once we kind of get to our community college and we get our classes going and we finally kind of get our groove with what college is all about, specifically trying to be a STEM major and find our community to help us survive these intensive, rigorous course loads. What was one thing that inspired you to, get out of your comfort zone and put yourself out there and apply for an internship? Whoever can go first.
I will say for me, it was almost the fear of not getting an internship under my belt and not knowing what the major that I'm pursuing would be like in the future. It was kind of more of that, as well as just really wanting to experience what industry is like. So I would say just putting myself out there in the sense that wanting to experience it so much made me really push through and try to just put myself out there and email somebody and see if I could do what I wasn't too confident in and yet learn along the way.
That's great. Kevin or Maria or Daniela?
Sorry. For me, it's because I wanted kind of like to prove myself, like how far I've come, and what am I missing to, so I can like improve whatever area that I needed to improve. So it was like an eye-opening experience, and also because I wanted to explore research, like to see if I want to go to grad school or not, as I mentioned, and like just put me out there, like in the field. Like I've taken these classes, like I can do this. In the back of my mind was like scared, but like I know I can do this. So yeah, basically just to prove myself.
That's great. Kevin, did you have any input?
Yeah. So as a first generation college student and as well as a mentor slash tutor at my school, I kind of gave myself this like position to like go out there because as a mentor, I'm like recommending internships, scholarships to like a lot of students. But then I was gonna say like if why am I um suggesting to do internship and scholarships when I'm not doing them myself? So I thought it would be a good idea to start doing them, get the experience, do something that like research is very interesting and that's something that I wanted to do before I go on to like industry, like internships with like industry to just explore what I can do, how I can use the skills and stuff that I learned at school and be able to implement that into research and then someday go for some bigger internships as well.
Great. So a lot of times people think of internships and they think of free labor, that you don't get paid for them. If you don't mind sharing, did you get paid? And if so, was it worth it?
I did got paid. It was worth it. And they also offer free housing. And if you don't take the housing, they can give you a stipend for your rent. So it was 100% worth it.
Yeah, I definitely got paid too. It was very, very good to get paid, although I think I would have done it for free just for the experience. But yeah, it was very nice to be able to be paid for that work.
And yeah, I also did get paid and I think it was pretty worth it, to be honest. It was such a good experience and if given the opportunity to do it again, I actually would do it. Maybe come back as a peer mentor. But yeah, it was pretty good opportunity.
Awesome. All right. Any closing questions from anybody else for our panelists? All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for being here tonight, and thank you to our panelists. That was awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time to put together a PowerPoint presentation and presenting here tonight. I know it's not easy. Not only do you get out of your comfort zone to do these internships, but also get out of your comfort zone to do a Zoom presentation. And you all did awesome. So thank you so much. And we will be posting this to the LSAMP C6 website for other students to see. So thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic night. I will hang out if there is any other questions. And good luck with school and how everything's going this semester. We'll talk to you later.